Coming up on Torrance Today, adults ages 50 and up are urged to get their second booster shots as COVID-19 cases continue to rise. It's going to be a busy weekend in Torrance. We'll tell you about some fun events you can look forward to. And a West High School student with autism graduates with 13 years of perfect attendance. All this and more coming up right now on Torrance Today. Welcome to Torrance Today. I'm Christine Lee. It's 4 p.m. on Thursday, July 14th. I hope you've had a great week so far. Thank you so much for joining us. Here is our first story. The White House COVID-19 response team sent a clear message this week. Get your second booster shot if you haven't already. Most adults ages 50 and up now qualify for the extra booster. The urging comes as the highly contagious Omicron subvariant BA.5 continues to spread, causing a resurgence of infections. The LA County Department of Public Health reported 6,530 new cases yesterday, with 84 of those cases right here in Torrance. For the first time since May, COVID-19 related hospital admissions are predicted to go up as nearly 40,000 virus-positive Americans are currently hospitalized, more than double the amount compared to last summer. And with more than 5,700 deaths expected to take place nationally over the next 2 weeks, White House Response Coordinator Dr. Ashish Shah says staying on top of your vaccinations and boosters could save your life. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is looking into making a second booster available to all adults. Meanwhile, the FDA authorized a fourth COVID-19 vaccine in the U.S. yesterday. This one comes from Novavax, and it's authorized for emergency use in adults. The vaccine will be available as a 2-dose primary series for people ages 18 and up. This comes as LA County is on the verge of reinstating its indoor mask mandate. We are now in the high COVID-19 activity level starting today. If this elevated level remains for 2 weeks, we will have to wear masks indoors again starting July 29th. As the summer season continues, the city is hiring for some key positions to keep our residents safe and entertained. The Torrance Community Services Department will be holding a hiring fair for program leaders and lifeguards. Attendees can apply and interview for these jobs at the event, which takes place between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. at 3231 Torrance Boulevard. Look for the tents between the Human Resources Building and the Katie Geiser Civic Center Library. If you can't attend in person, you can still apply online at torranceca.gov/jobs. At 11 a.m. in South Torrance, the Western Museum of Flight continues its celebrity lecture series with The Last Gunfighter, featuring U.S. Marine Corps Captain James E. Markle, who flew an F-8 Crusader fighter plane on missions during the Vietnam War. The plane and the pilots, including Markle, are credited with giving U.S. forces an incredible advantage over American adversaries during the conflict. The event is free for museum members with a $10 charge for non-members. The museum is located at 3315 Airport Drive. For more information, call 310-326-9544. And at 1 p.m., the LA County Police Association will hold its 21st annual Safety Fair and Canine Demonstration at Redondo Union High School, featuring canines from the Torrance Police Department. It starts with a presentation on public safety. Police will address current crime trends as well as ways to prevent and combat them. Then from 3 to 5 p.m., it's all about the canines and their handlers as live demonstrations of tactics and techniques will be on full display. For more information, call 310-390-2472. There's a great funding opportunity right now for small businesses owned by Asian and Pacific Islander Americans. The COVID-19 pandemic hit the AAPI community very hard across the country, especially when it comes to those who own small businesses. So to help, Meta, parent company of Facebook, is teaming up with the National Asian Pacific Islander American Chamber of Commerce and Entrepreneurship and Reimagine Main Street to provide multiple grants to deserving businesses. 40 business owners who launched their companies during the pandemic will win $10,000 cash awards, and another 60 AAPI business owners who launched prior to the pandemic and made it through will be awarded with $25,000 each. Program supporters say they hope to fuel the aspirations and boost the trajectory of more than 100 AAPI entrepreneurs across the U.S. by providing the cash grants and offering other valuable resources. Applications are due on July 26th. If interested, log on to reimaginemainstreet.org/AAPI-strong-learn-more. Torrance athletes are making headlines this summer, proving you can break records whenever you set your mind to it. 28-year-old Kayleen Morris defended her title from last year in the 29th annual Riviera Village Independence Day 5K race, coming in at 16 minutes and 57 seconds, nearly 30 seconds ahead of her closest competitor. Making the event even more special for Morris was the fact that it took place on the 50th anniversary of Title IX, the civil rights law that passed in 1972 prohibiting gender-based discrimination at schools. This race paid special tribute to the South Bay female runners and had more than 2,000 people racing towards the finish line. And West High's football team became champions recently. The Warriors won the Seahawk Classic, a 7-on-7 tournament, by going 5-0. The sweet victory comes after the Warriors suffered a losing streak for the past 3 years, going 4-8 last season. Granted, this is summer football, but the Warriors swept a challenging field that included teams from Mayfair and St. Anthony high schools. Quarterback Jackson Sharman was a standout for the Warriors, hardly missing a throw against St. Anthony and connecting on deep passes against both Mayfair and Banning. According to Sharman, this is only the beginning, claiming, quote, "We're going to have a name by the end of this. Well done, Warriors." Torrance Airport now has a noise monitoring system that is up and running. All 7 monitors are collecting data, and this new tool will help airport workers to review and respond to community complaints as well as track pilot violations. Staff members have been testing the system and listening to the noise being collected from both the aircrafts and the community. They will be trained on the corresponding new internal flight tracker and the public-facing flight tracker, also known as Noise Lab, early next month. The flight trackers will provide real-time and historic overview of aircraft movements, flight density, and noise levels around the airport. City workers have been notifying tenants at the airport as well as the FAA staff there about the new system, and they are in the process of creating a dedicated airport web page which will be hosted on the city's website. Educational materials will also be sent to known flight schools that train at the Torrance Airport, including those that fly in from surrounding locations. Another update happening soon, a way to help more people struggling with depression and suicidal ideations. Starting this Saturday, July 16th, people experiencing mental distress can dial just 3 numbers to reach the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Anyone in the U.S. will be able to call 988 to talk to a trained counselor who can help them through a mental health emergency. The Lifeline's original 1-800 number still works, but the service will now be better equipped to address a wider array of mental health concerns, emotional distress, and suicide crises. The hotline initially launched in 2005 with a 1-800 number, but experts worried that 11 digits were too much during an emotional crisis. The new 988 number is meant to provide a simpler way to receive emergency care and help callers access an expanded network of mental health care providers. when someone calls 988. They will be connected to a local call center, which will help them connect to community resources or dispatch emergency help if needed. If the call centers are busy, the caller will automatically be directed to a national backup center. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, over the last 20 years, the national suicide rate jumped by 33%, making it the 12th leading cause of death in the U.S. Well, just 1 week from today, community members are invited to one of the city's most vibrant celebrations. It's called Rock Around the Block, and the Torrance Historical Society will be hosting it for the 15th year, commemorating the day back in 1956 when Torrance was voted as one of 13 All-American cities. Look magazine and the National Municipal League bestowed the honor, and it was one of America's original and most prestigious community recognition awards. So come on out to the Torrance Historical Society and Museum at 1345 Post Avenue from 5 to 8 p.m. Post Avenue will be blocked off from Cravens to Sartori Avenues to accommodate a celebration that will represent everything 1950s. Vintage cars will be on display while DJ Ozzy spins 50s music. Play retro games like dime toss or enter one of the contests such as hula hoop or bubble gum blowing. There will also be exhibits to check out and even a food truck on site serving burgers for a nominal charge. The event itself is free, however, and all are welcome. Special exhibits celebrating Torrance will be on display as well, and if it's anything like past celebrations, it's sure to be a blast. For more information, contact the Torrance Historical Society at 310-328-5392 or visit torrancehistoricalsociety.org. Well, as we head into the weekend, be sure to catch the latest episodes of Weekends in Torrance. On Friday, get to know the name representing the city's new regional transit center. Mary Kay Giordano was our former assistant city manager who was instrumental in securing the land on which the transit center is now being constructed. She passed away in 2019, and those who were closest to her share her memories as we inch closer to the facility's grand opening. Then, Wilson Park's athletic fields got a new name this week, and the city held a special ceremony honoring former council member and director of the Parks and Recreation Department, Jean Barnett, who served Torrance for a total of 44 years. And on Sunday, learn about the one-of-a-kind system at an LA County beach that helps those who are deaf and hard of hearing. The Beach Emergency Evacuation Light System, also known as BEALS, is only at Torrance Beach, and we have a couple of stories that help you get familiarized with how it works and why it was created, as our beach is currently testing the system every Thursday morning. All this and much more beginning at 7 p.m. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right here on Torrance City Cable. Well, still ahead, a Torrance teen with autism achieves a rare milestone, and our new mayor helps him celebrate. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
At the end of every episode of Torrance Today, we want to share a positive story that fits the theme for the day. On this Thoughtful Thursday, we're bringing you a story that's thoughtful on many levels. Jonathan Cole is an 18-year-old young man with autism who graduated from West High School this past June. What makes this story incredible is Jonathan graduated with a perfect attendance record, going back all the way to his first day in kindergarten 13 years ago. That's 2,334 consecutive school days if you're counting. While there are no formal school recognitions for this kind of achievement, most likely because very few people, if anybody, has done it, there were several people who thought this accomplishment should not go unnoticed. His teacher and caseworker, Alexander McBean, who had taken Jonathan under his wing when he started high school 4 years ago, got together with the principal to create an award and present it to him in front of his classmates. And then there's Jonathan's mother, Christina. She did what any loving mother would do: email the mayor of the city, Mayor Patrick Fury at the time. Her message got passed down, and our current mayor, George Chen, dropped by their home to present a certificate of achievement. About 65 family members and friends from all over gathered on that special day to celebrate both Jonathan's graduation and his 18th birthday. Christina describes her son as a respectful and sweet kid. His plan is to find a job, preferably something that involves computers, and attend El Camino College. From there, Jonathan wants to learn a trade and either become a welder or a mechanic for high-end cars. Regardless of which path he ultimately takes, with a drive like Jonathan's, he's sure to succeed no matter what he does. From all of us at Torrance Today, congratulations, Jonathan, for a job well done. And there's another young adult in Torrance I'd love to celebrate. My baby cousin Stacy gets 8 years older tomorrow. She graduated South High, then went on to college in Florida, where she got her bachelor's degree during the peak of the pandemic in 2020. She is now back in Torrance pursuing her dream as an artist. I am so proud of you, Stacy, and I'm happy that I can embarrass you in this way. Now, if you have a special birthday, milestone, or another positive story to share, please email us at torrancetoday@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here on Monday with more news from and for our Torrance community. Have a great weekend.